morning. So later on, we'll have an online class at around 10 o'clock. So I recorded earlier the lesson that are one of the coverage for the module 3, which is the information age. So I am recording this so that later on, if in case someone or some of your classmates may lose your connections, or I have lost my connections, at least you can review the lessons that I will somehow introduce to you. So I have uploaded this yesterday. So this is the module 3. So module 3 is a specific issues in science, technology, and society. Under this, there are 3 lessons: the information age, the biodiversity and health society, and we also have the nano world. So what I am about to explain to you a little bit is about the information age. So the information age is, so by the end of this discussion, or by the end of this lesson 1, I hope that student will be able to link concepts to the development of the information age and its impact on the society. And then you know how to illustrate how the social media and the information age have impacted our lives, especially now. And we also have to trace the development of the information age. So we have the basic. So the information age began around 1970. So it started way back 1970 pa, and it's up to now. Naga-progress pa siya. It's actually what we call kanang work in progress, because every day, every minute, ang ato ang mga technology, ang atong information is actually changing, updating from time to time. So it is also known as a computer age, the digital age, or the new media age. So this era brought about a time period in which people could access information and knowledge easily, especially now that uh, although pandemic brings a lot of kanang changes in our lives, some, well, most of it maybe are negative, but somehow naasa siya maayo nga na brings or na brought up into our lives. Like, we appreciate now the technology more than ever, because there are a lot of things that you can possibly do without having to go to that place, or without having to physically be there at present. But things are possible because of the technology. It made our lives easier to live because we have the technology who assist us, or who help us make things possible for us. So what are the information or the influences of the past on the information age? So way back, since information age began 1970s, gikan pa sa Stone Age up to now nga kuan naman ta Industrial Revolutions 5.0, and then some of the countries like Japan, kanang mga US or UK, they are gearing towards industrial revolution 6.0. Kita siguro diri mga 3.0 or 4.0, wala pa gid ta ka ingon pa ka breakthrough when it comes to technology. So the influences of the information age from the past, or the Stone Age, up to now, is that the Renaissance influenced the information age by creating idea inventions. So ever since the ay katong mga Stone Age, people from way back before Christ pa siguro, they have the idea of inventing already to make things easier. So while too advanced for the time, the basic idea was used to develop modern inventions. So we have the Renaissance also changed literature, art. First, only books that told stories of religion and religion's heroes were written. So before pa, some of the people are used to write things that is related to religion only. If you notice that, if you were able to watch videos from way back, you can mga type of videos or movies that touches, that are related to history. Most of them are used to write things that related to culture, related to religions, but none of those are actually written about inventions or technology, because during that time, murag, it's actually mura siya og kanang mo contradict ka sa belief if you write something like those kind of things, because people are used to murag horse, but people are used to concentrate more on the religion rather than on the modern influences or modern technology. So during the Renaissance, people began to write realistic books, and not just religious stories, but people mindset about themselves changed. It was no longer about what humans could do for God. Again, it's not about what humans do for God, but what humans could do for themselves. That is where people started to invent or to have inventions like kanang before. If you watch Samurai, the movie where si Tom Cruise, and then the situation was in Japan. That is where, although maybe modern inventions brings risk, but however it also brings a lot of things for us to realize that we need technology for us to grow. We need technology for us to have a better future, but in a good use. So before, when people are kanang will go on a war, magamit lang silang samurai. But then during those era, uh, there are a group of people who tries to introduce using of kanang mga technology like guns and so many other things that it's easier for them to fight. Kay before manggod, the technology actually started with kanang mga fighting. We're always started with the kanang mga armed forces, or kanang it began with the uh, technology using para fight or using during the war. So this way of thinking is called humanism, because we're able to create within ourselves nga dili ta, it's not just about religion, but it is about what humans could do for themselves and for other people around them. So the scientific revolution changed the modern era by introducing important scientists. So during those times, we have Galileo, Copernicus, and Sir Isaac Newton. These discoveries paved the way for modern tools, inventions, and innovations. So naanatay mga lights, naanatay uh, 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 mga machineries for us to operate better, to operate fast, and to operate ka ng mga less erroneous na nga mga processes. And then we also have appliances. So the Industrial Revolution, which we are having right now, brought about major changes in agriculture. So we have a lot of na-improve na the way we entail, or the way we deals with agriculture, the way we plant, the way we monitor our kanang mga uh, kanang mga like poultry and everything. So it made it's easier, and it more ang productivity niya is mas taas because we have the gear and we have the machines to help us. And that is when the industrial revolution started. And we also have the manufacturing. Let's say, for example, kanang mga manufacturing of kanang mga canned goods, kanang mga shoes, and whatever things that human usually do in our daily lives. Mas easier na siya kay naka mura na siya naka sa tawag ani na deliverables na ba. Let's say, for example, from the raw materials na gamit ang mga machineries, it's easier to clean, and then after cleaning, naana dito yung mga machines that could help us process from raw materials to the finished product already. So mas less ang error, mas paspas, mas daghan ang ma-produce. So productivity is actually higher, as well as the quality, because as estimated man siya, calculated man everything, because we are using machines. And then mining and transportations also started to improve because of the use of the kanang invention or the industrial revolutions, and we also have the technology. So this era has profound effect on the socio-economic and cultural condition of the world, because things are faster, things are easier, and then the productivity and the quality of the products that is being manufactured when it comes to agriculture and mining has actually improved a lot better because of those machines, or because of those industrial revolutions that were created during those times. So mas nitaas ang economic status sa whatever country you are in, and then socio-economic sa mga tao. Now, before, houses are just kanang plain and simple, and then it's magamit pa taog ka ng mga kayo-kayo, but now we can use it's easier for us to cook food, it's easier for us to do things in our house because we have the appliances that could help us make our job hasten or make our job easier for us to do. And then the cultural conditions of the world was also improved as well. So we have the inventions and innovation of the information age. And this is where the information, the World Wide Web, the internet, all the computer related inventions are actually introduced. So there were many different inventions that came about because of the information age, of which was the computer, of course. The internet allowed people to access information with the touch of the button. So karon, because information age introduced us the use of computers, the use of technology, so and the use of the internet. So it really allowed people to access better, and it allowed people to access just by bisan gamay lang kay nga device, we can already do a lot of things. uh, we can communicate around the world. We can do things like you don't have to physically be present in that agency. All we need to do is to use that small gadget for us to be able to do all those things. So the internet has turned society into homebodies, individual who do everything from the comfort of their home instead of venturing outdoors to complete the task. So that is from paying bills. All you need to do is to just use your phone, to use your laptop, to use your computer to do that. You don't need to go there physically. All you need to do is to stay at home to use your online banking. So that's one possible, to pay all your bills and then all your whatever finances that you need to do. You don't need to be presently at the bank or presently at the payment center, because you just need to, with the touch of the button or with the touch of your, just do anything with your computers or with your gadget, you can do all of those possibly. So people can do everything online, like shopping. So we have Lazada. So that is where the information age comes in. So we can, pwede gali, bisan merkado, na anay someone who can do that for you. Especially now sa internet, everything is possible. From buying food, from buying clothes, from everything. Even looking for a partner in life, pwede ra na to gamiton through the information age. So everything is possible, from bills paying, working like we are doing right now. We can do education. You can even finish college without physically present at the school because of the pandemic. And it really helps us. This technology really helps us, although maybe things are, some of the people maybe will look at this pandemic in a very, very negative way, but there are people who also appreciate the technology, who also maybe not appreciate, but who also murabag blessing in disguise to have this pandemic, because people is napugusta to use the technology, because we can't do anything without the use of the technology. But now, people are actually from lolo, gikan sa bata, gikan sa dagko, any type of people, any kind of people will actually use technology for us to continue living. Because if we will not adapt to the information age, if we will not adapt to the technology, you will be behind, fall behind jud ka. That's why we don't have any choice, because especially during the katong fresh pa ang pandemic, we need to uh, we need to force ourselves to learn, because if we will not learn, maabot jud ka, ma-marginalize jud ka, as wala, behind ka. You cannot continue doing things that you are used to if you don't adapt. Okay, so uh, this may be good, like doing things online, all the possible things online, homebodies na ta, we always stay at home, but this also denotes that people tend to be lazy, tend that people tend to be more basyag, ang negative niya is people tend to lose the touch, like instead of kanabang nawala na ang kanang by also doing this, nawala na ang kanang ingon pa genuine or kanang sincere of saying things, because you can do that online. It's easier for you to say happy birthday. It's easier for you to say I love you if that is through text, through message. But if you do that person to person, it's really hard for you to do, because uh, it's easier for you to do it online or using the technology, because you are not facing the person, you are telling to whatever you want to tell the person. That's why sometimes you rant at Facebook, you you click anything on Facebook emotionally when you are at the peak of your emotion, but when you are facing that person, you cannot even tell a thing or two to that person, because it's face to face. So nawala na ang human touch with the use of the information age. Nawala na siya ang kanang uh, humanism. But anyway, that's part of kanang what the information age is all about. It's depend na lang siguro na sa person. Actually, technology is really helping us. Naara na siya ang technology. But the way you treat the technology makes a difference. Because if you tend to murabag you tend to kanagaling embrace kaayo ang technology, nga you tend to forget what humanism or what kanang humanitarian is all about, then that is not the fault of the technology, that is the fault of the person who used the technology. So from time to time you have to think about, uh does this help me, or does this make me maybe a distant person, ana lang yun na siya. So I think it will be better that from time to time you have to balance things. Okay, so these are the person who, however, made the information age, like the internet, the software that are being used in the computers, and then the technology and the devices that is being used in order for us to enjoy this kind of technology-driven devices. So we have Tim Berners-Lee. So Tim Berners-Lee is actually the creator, the one who found, the co-founder of the World Wide Web, or the WW, kanang atong gigamit karon, the WW. He is also one of the person who found, who is the co-founder of the startup. If you are familiar with the startup, so kanang mga startup maunang kanang mga uh, small business, small startup using the technology that need dako na siya. Like Facebook is also just an startup before. Twitter, kanang mga Lazada, kanang mga Grab, everything that you business that started small and then ni dako na siya ron, ni capitalize na siya ron, are those that we called as startup. Kanang mga angkas, kanang mga Grab, kanang mga Uber, Facebook, Lazada, unsa pa na diha, those are just startup. It's just it's fresh, it's new, and then although it's small, but however it actually helps a lot of people, especially during this information age. And then Steve Jobs, I know you know who is Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs is the co-founder of the Apple computer. He is an American inventor and then a businessman. So murag I think patay na ni siya karon. So Steve Jobs is actually the co-founder of the Apple technology, who actually brings a lot of devices, who actually brings a lot of inventions when it comes to information age. And then we also have Bill Gates. So si Bill Gates is actually the co-founder of the Microsoft. Kanang gigamit nato nga OS nato, we have the Windows, unsa nang ang mga Windows 11, Windows 10, 7, 6, unsa pa na diha. The co-founder of that is Bill Gates. And then the owner, the co-owner, the chief executive officer, the chairman is actually Bill Gates. Kanang mga Microsoft, kanang mga maingon mo, kanang office of kanang mga we have Microsoft Word, Excel, unsa pa na diha, kanang mga PowerPoint, everything that is application for the Windows is actually made possible by Bill Gates. Okay, so these several important person of the information age: Berners-Lee created the World Wide Web, Jobs, who created the first effective personal computer called the Apple I, and then the Apple I was the huge advancement in computer science. It also carved the path of the computers we have now. And then kanang mga iPad, iPhone, Apple TV, every now and then nagasaka, naga-update ang iPhone. So actually depende man na siya. If you are just using iPhone for fun, you have also to remember that you have to optimize all the functionality, all the features of that phone for you to be able to optimize po nimo ang price for that certain devices. And then again, we also have Gates or Bill Gates, who is a huge force when it comes to breakthrough of the technology, especially if katong gamito na gyud siya by humans. So he founded the Microsoft, which creates an almost everything that has to do with a lot of computers. So kung ang computers OS ra may ibubutang or uh, dili siya kaayo applicable to person, then it's not really being helpful, or it doesn't bring any help to the people, or to the community. So because Bill Gates created things that are possible for human to do work almost everything right now, almost everyone, not all, because kung maingon kag iPhone or Apple technology, they're actually using iOS. So naa sila ilang kaugalingon nga OS, na sila kaugalingon nilang software when it comes to application. And then si Microsoft, most ng Windows, nasa na sila ilang kaugalingon nga software or the OS. Okay, so there are changes of the information age. So we also have negative and then the positive or the advantages versus the disadvantages. So the information age has changed a lot of people. Of course, it changes a lot of people because we were able to reach worldwide. Naara tuod ka nagpuyo diri sa Surigao, diri sa Tagbina, but you were able to see what happened or what is happening on the other side of the world. So dito sa US, makakita ka nga ang president dito si Biden na, and then especially during the COVID times, affected po dahil sila. Gira sa Ukraine versus the Russia, you were able to monitor, or you were able to witness because of the technology, because of the information age. You were able to reach a lot of kanang diversity because you were able to make use, or you were able to adapt with the information age. And then information age changed a lot of technology, sciences, economics, and culture, and even the way people think. Yeah, even the way people think, because mura man gud og by adapting, or by looking at it, or by watching people on the internet, somehow mura ba influenced ta. Let's say for example, a Koreans, the way we kanang fashion nato, if we're not able to see what's happened in Korea or what's happened in the other side of the world, di nato sila, somehow dili nato mahibalo what's the recent fad when it comes to fashion. So mo na makakita ka diri na mag anyang aseyo kanang mga ingana, mga saranghe, because we're able to bridge the gap kay makita man nato sila. So that's why people here are na ay mga fashion about Korean. So sometimes we think differently because we're able to influence by the things that we watch on the internet, or by things we watch on the TV. So somehow it changes the way people think, it changes the way people decide somehow. So the internet is arguably the most prominent innovation of the information age. True. True. So ang internet gud mao siya naka-bridge sa gap. It's actually sakto gid siya nga World Wide Web. So if you really literally understand it, or literally realizing it, web gud siya, kay kamantay mo anang say I don't know what's the Bisaya jud kay anak kanang sa mga spiders, di ba, nagsumpay-sumpay man gid na sila. So everything is connected. Everything is actually interconnected with each other because of the use of the internet. So I'm here in Tagbina, but I can talk to people from other side of the world, even from Europe, even from US, even from Ukraine, or even from other side of the world. It's possible for me because of the internet, because we are interconnected. As long as you have the internet, you can do anything, you can communicate, you can pay, or you can do whatever, as long as you are connected to the internet. And the internet changes the way people do everything, of course. One of those is uh, somehow uh, people are less active. That's one of the negative point. People are less active because instead of going out, instead of being in the Instead of being in the ground, instead of being outdoors, we tend to stay indoors because everything is there. If you use internet, if you use Netflix, if you use YouTube, it's really time consuming for you. So you don't have the time to go out to enjoy outdoors anymore. And then people tends to become lazy. Again, uh, that's not that is not the fault of the technology. However, it is the fault of the people who are using the technology, because technology are there depende na sa imuhang paggamit. It's just more about, although things are technology, internet are really helping, it's really powerful, but what is the most powerful, or the people, or the user, though kita medyo pinaka powerful because we are the one who used it. Without us, those things, those information age technologies will not worth anything because mas standby raman sila. And the people who invent those kind of devices, those kind of information age, those kind of inventions are also people. Okay, so it reshapes a lot of kanang offices or processes because of those technology. And then we also have the impact. So ang impact sa information age has brought a lot of positive and negative too. One of the, I don't have to read this anymore ha, because you have this copy, you also have the copy. So ang ako lang is ang my point of view when it comes to the impact of the information age. One of the positive impact of information age is the way we work, the way things are, the way things, how we organize things, the productivity and the quality. When it comes to industry, manggod, when it comes to any type of work, there are two things that very important: the quality and the productivity. And those are possible with the use of the technology. Let's say, for example, in the bank, without technology, banks cannot run. Without technology, people, or the people who works in the bank will don't have the kanabang quota nga meet nila ang mga things that they need to finish. And then in the manufacturing, without the technology, maybe ang pila ka tons of things that they need to do in a day, di nila ma-meet because they have to do it manually, right? They have to do it manually. When it comes to technology, it can hasten the things because mapaspas man siya, less ang error because precise man siya. Because when it comes to technology, or when it comes to programming, gi-measure naman ninyo sila, calculate, everything is calculated so that the quality and the productivity can go hand in hand. That is one of the most important impact of the information age. So mas daghan ang product, mas daghan ang supply, although mas daghan ang demand, daghan sad ang supply, because the productivity and the quality are actually precise. Mas taas siya because of the use of the technology. However, because of those inventions, smarter siya because of the use of the technology. But ang fallback pod niya is actually less people na ang kinahanglan sa trabaho. So shortage of job because, let's say for example, kanang sa bank, sa teller, some of the banks you can actually do it in a machine. Pwede na ka maka-deposit sa machine, pwede na ka-inquire sa machine, so you don't need to go to the teller anymore, so less na siya. And then there are also manufacturing manually mo pick, or kung fruit ba na siya nga i-export nimo, there are some machine nga basa na siya if this fruit is good or bad basing from the physical appearance of fruit. So instead of using a human or a person who do that manually, na ani machine, so natanggal na sa to. So the smarter the company, the smarter the industry, the lesser people that they need to do, or the lesser people that they need in their company, because naa na may kanang tao nga mabuhat ana. And then actually I was in Cebu last week, and then it was my first time to order online. We were eating in McDonald's, and then pag ato sa McDonald's wala nay cashier. This McDonald's was located around in Lapu-Lapu City sa Cebu. So wala nay teller. O wala nay kanang mukuha sa imong order. So gitudlo ra ko sa guard sa kanang murag na upat ka machine nga nagtindog sa tunga. Mura siyang poste. Didto ra ko mag-order. So everything, the food is there, and then I was having a hard time because it was my first time. Although I'm a little bit know about technology, but those kind of things nga wala na ka na used to. So I was keeping an order, but everything, it's different because you kinahanglan ka mo gamit og credit card or kinahanglan ka mo gamit og kanang debit card, so di ka pwede maka-cash. So everything, sige ra kag ana, sige ra kag pisit-pislit, and then may gali kay this was a guard behind me who are actually looking at me, ma'am, dili na siya wala mi available, ana. So makaingon ko ba nga, uh, technology are giving us very comfortable, very easy, but it also somehow it also made kana bang mura siyang course because we don't need people anymore. All we need to do is kanang everything is automated na. So mas less ang tao matagaan og trabaho. So ang competition when it comes to learning, ang competition when it comes to getting a job is very stiff. Kinahanglan top of the line gid ka, kinahanglan maayo jud kayo when it comes to technology, maayo gid ka sa imong field for you to be able to be hired. Kay if putyo-putyo lang ka, if you're not really good when it comes to whatever course or program nga gi-enroll nimo, somehow dili kayong anak ka required, dili kayong anak ka ingon pa kanang demand. That's why you really have to step up because karon we're actually Industrial Revolution 4.0, but we don't know in the future. Maybe all the companies don't have any, they don't need any manpower anymore because everything is automated. Let's say for example na itindahan dito nga mosulod lang ka, pwede ka mo pili dito any books, imo lang i-tap imo credit card, i-tap lang nimo ang whatever card you have nga pwede ma-debit, and then pwede na ka mo gawas. So, we don't need cashier anymore. We don't need someone nga mapangutan-an nimo because everything is provided already. So that's one of the impact. That is dili na kaayo, the more we are gearing towards industrial revolution, the more we don't need people anymore. Although people are the one who invent those kind of devices, but what I'm trying to say is you have to step up. You have to be the best of the best for you to be able to survive maybe in the future. Okay? So all you need to do is to read all of those. There are a lot of those nga wala na ko na mention that is actually impacts of what brings information technology, the positive way and then the negative way. And then these are all for the information age. I hope you were able to understand. And then this objective, I hope you were able to connect or to later on read this again. And then if you have any questions or clarifications, please don't hesitate to message me or to ask me during our time later at 10. Okay, so thank you and see you in an hour.